Wait. Hanging out, down the street, the same old thing we did last week. Not a thing to do but talk to you. We're all right. We're all right. Hello, Wisconsin.
I ain't gonna lie, I was out of breath like a motherfucker. Like I ghosted and everything. Like, come on, Kenny, you gotta be faster than that. But I
Sorry.
understand. You hit me with the stop and go recording. We don't have to leave the meeting anymore.
Yes, that is a good thing. So, Zoom may be more useful than we thought before.
Yeah, we finally figured it out. That's why. So that's the good news. However, Kenny, man, tomorrow is the 20-year anniversary of Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s death at Daytona. First of
Okay.
all, I want to ask if you even watch NASCAR.
Yes, I watch NASCAR. I know who
Okay,
Dale Earnhardt is. I know about the Intimidator, the number 3 car. I know.
good. So we will be able to have this discussion. So,
Yeah.
did you watch it? Because I watched it.
Yes, I watched it. I've fallen off over the previous years, the later years, and more
Kind of.
recently. But I dabble in and out enough to know what the fuck is going on.
I it was like damn near, I want to say it was like maybe a lap or two to go on the last turn, and he like just clocked them off. Like, it wasn't even like, it didn't even look like a hard hit, like a dramatic, like Ryan Newman's crash.
Yeah.
That jump was scary, hella scary, because your man was doing all types of flips and shit in the air. He was in the air more than once. Like that was scary. But the reason why he's still with us today is because of the protocols they started, taking seriously after Dale Sr.'s death. Because the thing is, the neck restraint system, they were first introducing it around like 99, 2000, around that time, maybe a little earlier. All right. Dale Sr. wasn't a fan of it. Why? Because he uses peripheral vision. So like he legitimately kept his head on a swivel. All right. Well, that kind of led to his demise because when he hit that wall, it led to gravitational reaction where your body is harnessed up, so it's going to be restrained. Your neck and head, however, not so much. So hit the motherfucking wall. That shit said, and that whiplash at that speed. Then not only that, and possibly like banging into the like steering wheel, shit like that. Even with a helmet on, at like 100, 50, 60 miles per hour, that'll do it to you. And that shit was, man. Like listen to ESPN Live. I mean not ESPN Live, ESPN Daily podcast the other day about it, and the story behind it, and then Dale Jr.'s recollection of that day in particular. That's what kind of haunts me the most a little bit about it, because first and foremost, Dale Jr. retired because of multiple concussions. Let's start there. All right. Second of all, he can't remember much about that day except for roughly, two things outside the race. One being the crash itself, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The second being before the race, him coming up to Junior and, saying, hey, listen, we can do this together. Like, let's go out there and do this together. We do it together, we both can win. And he said, like, that stuck out to me the most because he didn't do that for real. Like that wasn't his deal.
Right.
We, probably glance at each other, get in our cars. That'd be that. But on that day in particular, he actually went up to him and talked to him
Right.
like gave him fatherly advice. You know what I'm saying? And it turned out to be the last advice he'd give him. Like that to me is, man.
Yeah, that's tough to deal with. I can imagine if anybody's child like dealt with that. Like, how would you even like
being in the same race as your father is already like, dope as it is, but for that to come to an abrupt end right before your eyes, that is extremely like terrifying.
traumatizing? Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot. And then he was saying that, after it all, he went to his trailer and was just sitting there alone by himself. He's like, man, up to this point in my life, I essentially had the cheat codes of life with my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
everything I need to know, he can easily teach me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't have that anymore. Now I'm on my own. And he's like, for that was like a terrifying thought for the first time in his life. I was like, man, that's deep as hell, bro.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I lost my dad. That something about losing a dad, you just be like, damn, all the stuff I could have learned and was about to learn, it's gone. Now I'm figuring that shit out on my own.
Uh,
That's
yeah. Um, I don't know. I can't say much without bashing. It all. I mean, honestly, with my family, it all comes back to trickle down economics. So it's like we're just products of that, essentially. You know,
Lord have mercy.
we've been fucked over by the government. So that's it. So anything that so generationally speaking, anything that I have to learn, I learn from Google or observation of life in general. However, anything nifty, any type of like get over or like cheat codes or anything like that, that's when I refer to my parents because there are things that they know that I don't. So like obviously I'm gonna go to them for that, but like as far as financial responsibility and things like that, like everybody's on their own with that, in my opinion. Like everybody got a
Correct.
different grind, so that's not something that can 100% be taught. So, however, my dad's taught me how to fish. Like
I
my
went fishing
mom,
with my dad a couple of times.
actually, we went fishing. Me and Kenneth went fishing with him one time, and it kind of came to a bit of an end because we just saw two ducks wrecking it out. So instead of fishing, we started placing bets on the ducks.
True nigga fashion.
Oh yeah, I mean, what do you want from me? All right, so but yeah, and then my mom just my mom's a wild card actually. She be knowing things that it blows me away that she knows. Like, how in the fuck do you know that? Case in point, one time, me and my mom go to community center up the street. We shoot some pool, all right, and we run one game. I won the first game, all right. So she goes, all right, run it back, and she just completely destroys my ass. I said, no, 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 no. That's not how you play the first time. That's not fair. Like, at what point in your life were you a pool shark? And that's what she told me. There's a lot of things about me you don't know. All right.
Crazy.
Well, there's another instance, right? Where we go to like in the hard times, and they got pool hall there, or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Caleb challenges my parents to a game of pool, along with his baby mother, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my mom just kind of shrugs, goes, "All right, cool, let's do it."
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, my old man, the mouth of the entire group. So essentially, it was a handicap match between Caleb and his baby mother versus my mom, because my dad couldn't hit shit. But anytime Missy knocked anything down, yeah, I ain't coming back from this. Yeah, I ain't coming back. No coming back now. Oh, the damnest time, boy.
That man in the joint talking big trash, not contributing to any of the victory.
That's probably where we get our trash talking from.
I'm pretty sure that's where you get it from. I'm pretty sure that's where you get it from. I don't have any stories like that with my mom and dad. Well, no, I do have a story, but I do have a story from my dad. So my dad would like take us to the court a lot, like basketball, and he played semi-pro ball, like overseas. Yeah, like he played semi-pro football and semi-pro basketball. Yeah, so he was like in Italy. He was like a beast. I was like, oh shit, you was
out there playing with Kobe's dad and shit, like.
Like a lot of my childhood, us playing basketball and him playing against people, I really do not recall this man missing a shot. Like I don't.
It never occurred to you until you learned that information. He's like, no, I never think about it.
Like I used to be on the sideline like, give it to him. He's not gonna miss.
Yeah.
Every time my dad would pull up, he had like the weirdest form. I'm like Sean Marion.
Oh God.
Maybe not as bad, but he was also older when he was playing when I was watching. So I'm pretty sure like old age had affected his shot a little bit, but not enough where that shit didn't go down. Like he was still making shit like from anywhere on the court. He could run as slow as he could move. He would move.
Unbelievable.
Back, I'm like, oh my God.
You got the catch and shoot badge and shit.
Hall of Fame, spot up shooter, Hall of Fame. Range, Hall of Fame, dead eye.
All purple badges is shooting, dog. All
purple badges is shooting. And like all badges in defense.
Oh like, no. See, my dad was the basis of the Family Go-Go Band back in the 80s. If anyone's ever heard of Mass Extension, he was the basis for Mass Extension. So, yeah, that's.
And it's so crazy. Like I'm thinking back on stories because like we would go to like the rec on base, and he would bring like some younger kids, like a little kids older than me, but he was part of the mentor program, so he was like a mentor for him. and he would bring them. And we were all in the same mentor, bro. I was just mad younger compared to them. So they were all bringing them, and it always happened. It's always somebody talking big shit. Mr. Kenny, you can't beat me in basketball. You're not gonna beat me. You too slow. You too old. You can't catch me. He always say, he's like, let me tell you one thing, son. Speed does not win a basketball game. Winning a basketball game, you win the basketball game by putting the ball in the basket. You, sir, will not put the ball in the basket more than I put the ball in the basket.
It won't count for as many points either.
Right. The way to catch me, he was like, and he would just let him dribble. He was like, "Come on, you doing all that dribbling? I want to see you shoot. I want to see you shoot. You got the space. How much more space you need? You need Africa. You need the continent of Africa to shoot." He always say something like that. Like, I'm giving you more space between here and Africa. What more do you need?
Oh my God!
They get mad.
He's giving you a body of ocean right now. Like,
and they would shoot and they would miss, and he'd get the rebound and dribble as slow as he needed to get to move slow. You know, he. Oh my God!
Hands up!
Then he'd be like, "That's one ball. That's one in the basket."
No.
Let's see how fast you are when I put this with the ball in the basket again.
No. Now the kid got to think of ways to like block the shot because he can't jump as high as Bobby Whittaker. So it's like I gotta figure it out. Like I gotta disrupt him some way somehow. I can't put a hand in his face. Like
at one time, like somebody tipped the ball.
Snap at his nuts, pretty much.
And one time somebody tipped the ball, like got his hands on it.
Oh,
and you can tell, but the form was so damn crisp. It did not. It only mildly adjusted the rotation of the ball, but not enough for it to not go in. So instead of like a perfect circle, it kind of went like a half
shot
circle.
Put it his way in.
Yeah, it's just like a hash. He was like, and then he was making some bad. He was like, "That was really good. You were really close."
Hey, nah. Don't crush me. I'll crush my spirit, dog. But you didn't get it. Like, no, what do I have to do? What do I have to do?
And then when they would try to close out on him for the three, he would get the ball, give him the meanest pump fake. He said, and then he always, it's more than one way to put the ball in the basket, and then go back and get the ball again. I'm like, because they make it take it, so it's like, oh goodness, and like a 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, nigga. I literally remember him one time saying, "Kenny, we're gonna win the game. All I need you to do is set me a pick. It don't matter if it's the best pick. Your dad's just a little slower. I just need a little more space from these guys. I get a little
release. That's all.
If I get a little space, we're gonna win." and sure as the sun will rise in the morning. This nigga, my little small body, setting the proudest picks, nigga, like, yeah, my pick gonna lead to a bucket. And as sure as the sun will rise in the morning. Swish.
Honestly, I just put 2 and 2 together the rest of the story. I kind of blanked out because my connection went unstable. But still, I know how the story ends. Like, because he never missed a basket.
I've never seen this man miss a basket.
Actually, I do you one better. In a relatively short story, short and sweet, I recall a time when Caleb was in a recreational league with a couple of friends of his, and they played a team of old white dudes, and it was like watching it was like watching the Pelicans against the 97-98 Spurs. No, this team was slower and older. they were buzzing their ass off off the strength of fundamentals. I'm talking about I have never seen so many close mid-range jumpers in my entire life, dog, in one game, bro. Like, and there was nothing that could be done about it. Everything was just mid-range glass in, mid-range glass in. There was like probably maybe 1 or 2 3-pointers shot by those old farts. I kid you not.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. It was a hilarious display. It was like the best part about it was these models were actually playing. Like Caleb and them were playing. Like there was just nothing they could do. Like I am willing to bet you that you watch that game and you laugh at Caleb. You laugh at him, but I don't think you can do better. like honestly, this one Caleb, like it wasn't an off game. You know what I'm saying? It was a contributive effort. It was a strong game. Them old dudes just they were playing, man. Boy, they were playing. Oh man. I'm pretty sure they were making plays too. Like, who does plays in a recreational league?
Listen,
Amazing.
I have no idea.
At any rate, also of note, Trump skates free again.
Whatever. You can end pre-show off that. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Hello? Oh. I think he froze. Oh, okay. You back?
Yeah, I'm back. My connection is a bit shoddy.
All right. We're not talking about Trump. We're going to end pre-show off that. So,
yeah. I just wanted to say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to stop giving them the benefit of the doubt because it's setting precedents. That,
at this point,
it's called. You said what?
At this point, it's a waste of time to expect anything different.
Yeah, it's a waste of time, but I gotta set the warning that letting Trump skate free over this is a mere.
Can't hear you.
Their favor, sort of speak.
Okay.
So it's that's something to look out for, like the precedent that's being set. And yeah, we'll stop pre-show off that.